Hi VC, just wanted to make a CD update, show some of the CDs I've got the last couple of months. I've been collecting more and more CDs because it's harder for me to find something I want on vinyl. So all of the things that have never been available on vinyl, I buy on CD now. So as long as it's a physical copy I can get. Don't like that MP3 and streaming and so on. I want it with the booklet and all. So let's just get going. What's playing in the background? Network, Crashing Hollywood. This was recorded in 1989. Also sounds like 80s melodic rock, but was released, can't even remember, 15 years ago I think. But a great album, never released back then, and finally got a release many years later. The next one is a gift, or VCLT, I got from a fellow Dane he called himself the Metal Collector. He usually shows death metal, thrash metal, the harder kind of metal, and this was a band he was in. It was released in 2009. It's called End My Sorrow of Ghostly Echoes. Gothic, symphonic, gothic metal, much in the vein of Trail of Tears and Serenia, where you have a female vocalist and a male growler. Great album, great production, good songs, can compete with any of them. Really good CD, and thank you for sending it to me. It's in my collection now. So next up, a new release by a Swedish band called Hardwind, Higher and Higher. Typical Swedish melodic hard rock. This is the Japanese version with a bonus track. Typical AOR melodic rock from Sweden. This is a brand new release I just got yesterday. It's a collection of outtakes and unreleased recordings, demos. It is from Gypsy Rose, called Rosary of Tears. Recorded from 1988 to 1991. And an amazing booklet. Really going into detail with every song. Michael Ross, the singer, have written small stuff about each song and how they came through, and there's also a backstory how Gypsy Rose became Gypsy Rose. Next up, a rarity. I've won it on eBay at a pretty good price. A German band, if you like Bonfire and Rocco and Sino and that sort of hard rock from Germany, you'll like this one. This is the debut album by Number 9. It's called Everybody's Crazy. Not easy to get, but I finally got a copy. Great hard rock, really good. Check out the song Breakout. Amazing song. Next up, the fourth album by this Christian hard rock band, only released on CD. I got the first 3 on vinyl, so I found this one cheap. So and it's Idle Cure, Inside Out. more mellow than the first three, and not as good. I like the first three better than this one, but still a good album. So next up, a Swedish band. This is released in... Oh, I'm back. Mail. A new record. I'll show it later. But I got to... This one was released in 2010. This is a Japanese version of the album. It is a Grand Illusion called Brand New World. Really good hard rock album. And I got this because of the Japanese number. I've heard it online. It's called Search for Life, and it is amazing. I really love that song. A great hard rock, Swedish hard rock album. Next up, some glam metal from 1994. This is Nova Rex. Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. Also an album not easy to find. But all got it. And this is from 1992. Mama's Boys Relativity. Their album from 1992. More bluesy hard rock. They released their album 87, which I can't remember what it's called. That was very AOR sounding. This is very bluesy hard rock, very typical from that era, but even more bluesy than the American hard rock at that time. Then I got to a local store and someone has dropped off his collection of AOR, light AOR, West Coast, that sort of thing, and I like that too. The only thing is that the back cover has been folded in half, but it was really cheap. I think I paid $3 a piece. Not even, $2, yeah. So that's a couple of these. The first one, Stan Meisner. This is called Undertow. As you can see, it's been folded in the middle, but for that price, it's okay. Some really good albums. Check out the first song, It's No Secret. Really good song. Next up, Kevin Jordan, No Sign of Rain. And yeah, No Sign, Just Another Day is also, No Sign of Rain is a good song. If you like the softer side of AOR. Then there's The Knack, Serious Fun. Everybody knows The Knack from My Sharona. This is totally different. It's typical AOR this is from 1991. Yeah. So really, oh, and it's broken. New case. So check them out. If you don't like My Sharona, if you heard it too much, check it out anyway, because it's totally different. Then Mike Spyro, Devotion. And this is from 1997. And I found a copy of the Mark Freese album, Long Way from Love. A collection of demos he recorded in the 80s. And this is the original pressing. Not easy to find. And this one is a bit of surprise for many people who knows this band but never knows or haven't heard this release. This is the Guess Who Lonely One. If you like the 80s, early 90s AOR, softer AOR, check this album out. It was released in 1995, but it sounds like it was recorded in 1988. And the first solo album by Rick Emmett from Triumph, absolutely. I've had this album a long time ago. I finally got a new copy. And Planet 3 featuring Jake Graydon, music from The Planet. Also some really good, From the Beginning is really good. Welcome to Love. Insincere. It's a live recording, but what a voice. Really, really good. Amazing ballad. Tim Fian, Pray for Rain from 1996. It's a collection of demos from that time. Not from that time, but from the 80s. Put on CD, and also some really good songs on that. Carl Dixon, One. Great melodic hard rock. Some of the songs is written with Brett Walker, so you know what you get. And the last one of that, it's the second solo album by Steve Perry. It's called For the Love of Strange Medicine. So that's all the AOR albums I got. Next up, I can't remember if I've shown this, but I'll show it again. The second unreleased album by Warp Drive, Something to Believe In, was recorded in the early 90s but never released. Really, really good album. Okay production. You can hear it's not been mastered and so on, but good sound anyway, sonically. This is a re-release of a German AOR band that released one album in 1995, I think so. That you can't get anywhere, but it's just been re-released. 2R1, A Question of Time. Not the best picture back on the back, but female-fronted AOR. Some of them to the softer side. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for an original, because the songs I've heard before I bought it was really good, but there's also some of the songs that's really, really, really poppy. But there's also some really, really cool AOR songs on it. This is another of those unreleased albums, or a collection of demos from can't even remember. But this was released in 2000. It's Without Love, Trouble. Some really cool glam metal anthems on this. Give Me Your Love is really good. There's also a live unplugged version that's really, really good. But Rock Till You Drop is also Trouble. Really cool songs. And this was an album that I saw someone post on Facebook, but and said the record company that released this CD only had a few copies left. It was released in 2016. It's Havoc, Back for the Kill. Harder version of Dokken, I could call it. Also unreleased tracks from 1990 or something like that. Can't remember. But some really cool melodic heavy metal songs on this one. The last one I just got today. In 1990, she released as a band an album that many says is one of the best from that era in melodic hard rock, called Layers. And she released a couple of singles after that with songs that was supposed to be on a second album. And this is the first, or this is one of the singles, and I'm waiting for the other one. And it's a Gudrun Laur's More Than a Feeling. It's a cover version of the Boston song, but there's also two other songs, Living Without You and Womanizer. On the re-release of the Layers album, More Than a Feeling and Living Without You is on, plus another song from the other single. But Womanizer can only be found on this release. So great, cool single with tracks not on an album. Yeah, so that's all for me, and hope to see some comments. See you later. Bye.